guys, it's Chris Mom. So if any of you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I suffer from chronic migraines, and I have went through probably 6 or 7 different medications, and none of them have really worked other than Topamax worked very well, except for it turned me into a stark raving lunatic. So much so that my kids were like, can you please stop taking the medicine? So my next option after that was to get Botox, and they basically do, I think they do like some shots here, a couple shots here, some shots here, shots in your temporal area, along your parietal ridge, down into your occipital bone, down your neck, and into your shoulders. And I think it's a total of 37 shots. So I had that done. It was not painful, wasn't pleasant, but it was no different, kind of like if you do a derma roller with the microneedling, kind of the same consistency, like maybe if you've pushed too hard and kind of poked into the skin a little deeper than you intended. But I will say, because you know the nature of what Botox does, it relaxes those muscles or paralyzes those muscles. And I typically have a very expressive eyebrow, and I'm really scrunching right now, and obviously it's not really going up. But with that being said, what has happened is since these can't go up anymore and they've relaxed, my challenge with my hooded eyes and my mature eyes has gotten considerably worse. And so I've been playing around with different tips, or not tips, different tricks on trying to get kind of, you know, more of a recessed eye, because now, you know, not only is it hooded, now it has a lot of extra fold on it. And so we're going to kind of do that today. We're going to play around with that, and kind of giving more, again, like that lifted look in the eye area. And let's get started. Guys, so thanks and welcome back to my channel. We have almost hit 1 year, and I want to thank every one of you for following me and telling your friends about me. I really love doing this, and my demographic, you know, of course I want to speak to more mature women and trying to find that balance of keeping, you know, your skin beautiful and having that radiant, beautiful skin as we get older, but growing old gracefully, you know, and kind of fighting it every step of the way, but yet accepting it as well. Like, you know, you're going to start having different lines and crepiness and crow's feet, but embracing those and, you know, enjoying that we are maturing. And I personally, I love it. So today we're going to do some tips and tricks on hooded eye, but hooded eye after Botox. So I physically cannot raise my eyebrows right now. I had it about 3 weeks ago. And again, it was for migraines. So I can do this, but I can't, you know, I can't raise my eyebrows very big. So you're going to have to like learn how to kind of, you know, manipulate the eye to be able to do that. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of eye primer. I think that it does help. And I am not going to use a transition shade first today, which if you guys follow me, I typically don't, because I want that pigment to sit exactly where I want it. And then I come back with a transition shade later and can lighten that out. So as usual, I'm using my Urban Decay Anti-Aging eyeshadow primer. There, when I was an educator there, they have a 5-minute eye that they do, and they start with a taupe eyeliner. And this works really good on all skin tones, even your deeper shade skin tones. It works really, really nicely to set in a crease for kind of the almond eyes or the hooded eyes, or definitely the ones that, you know, have the sag over them. And I'm gonna go in with a semi-flat brush, and it's a little bit denser. This is the color I'm going in, and I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to go flat into it, tap off that excess, and then what I'm going to do is, here is where my crease should be, and I'm going to go right above that, right a little bit on that bone. So kind of the same technique that I've always used, but just going to go a little higher than I normally would. And so I'm gonna keep it straight like this. And most of us already, if you look closely, you already are gonna have kind of a lighter area in your eye. and a darker area, and then your lid's gonna be a little bit darker. Most of us aren't gonna have a even tone. So I'm gonna go up even kind of into the little bit of the highlight area, and I'm gonna keep this straight, and I'm gonna kind of pat that on. Now, if you were using the eyeliner, you would just make a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like little flick, and then you could go back in and blend that out. And then I'm gonna take a crease brush, and I'm gonna take a smaller crease brush because since this has folded more, I want a smaller crease brush so I can get in there and do a little bit more precision work. As your eye starts to kind of come down more, you might want to go and buy a smaller crease brush, because a smaller crease brush is going to help get in there, as opposed to kind of a bigger crease brush. You're just gonna have a little bit more room to work with, or a little bit better brush to work with. All right, and so I'm not gonna go back and forth right now. I'm just gonna kind of take this and I'm gonna bring it all the way over, and I'm gonna bring it down here. So kind of sort of like a cut crease, but not quite a cut crease, because I want this to be lighter in this area. And I'm just, again, just gently pulling, but I want the main part of the pigment to stay right in that area. I'm gonna go back into that color. And this particular color is Mink by Merle Norman. This to me is a universal color. You can use this in your eyebrows. You can use this as a contour color. You can use this as a contour for your cheek, a contour for your eyes. It's just a really good universal color, and it's matte. Me personally, I like to use more matte as the skin matures, and then I'll put my reflection, you know, more on the corner of my eye, or a little bit of shimmer up in my brow. And then I will do some, you know, in my highlight area, but I try not to do a lot because I don't want to accent any of the extra skin and folds. But I do a little bit, because I think a little bit, you still want that youthful glow and stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna go over to this other eye, same way. You're gonna keep it straight up and down, and you're basically going to your pupil. So if you were looking straight in, you're gonna take it from that corner and go to your pupil. And so you're right on that bone, kind of up in the crease part. And again, the reason why I like to put my base color down, or my contour color down, onto that tacky, onto the tacky primer, is because you're gonna get the maximum pigment of any shadow. And that's what I want. Now, again, if you want kind of that softer look, you can put your transition color down, put your contour over it. But the look that I'm going for, I really want this to be pretty deep, and then I'm gonna go back when I wanna soften that up, and then we'll go in with a different transition color to kind of soften that up. All right, now I'm gonna move to a little bit deeper color, and I'm gonna use this crease brush. And this color is, it's a deeper brown. Again, it is a matte, a neutral brown. Nothing exceptional, it's just a brown. I mean, you could probably, any eyeshadow palette probably has this general color in it. And so I'm gonna use this, I can't talk today. Oh, I can never talk. So I'm gonna use this I'm gonna use this crease brush. And again, as you guys know, I'm not gonna fill it up. I'm just gonna tap into it. All right, so now we're gonna go, and I'm gonna try to do this without a mirror and not being able to see, because I don't have my glasses on. Let me see if I can position my mirror over here to do this. Let me move some stuff around. I've got all my brushes down here. All right, let's see if we can do this. Okay, so we're gonna want to lift, since we can't lift naturally, we want to lift this eyebrow just gently. You don't want to tug. You know, we're gonna just kind of lift that fold up, and then right underneath this brown, I'm gonna go right here, right up into that socket, okay? And you can kind of see already, you have like a darker patch right there. And I tap, I always tap or stipple, because that helps get into those fine creases. And then you can windshield wiper. Today, we're doing that same concept. We're gonna make it darker here, but we're gonna pull this down into there, but it's gonna be lighter as we pull it down. So we're gonna kind of concentrate here, doing what this is called a windshield wiper or windshield wiper. And then I'm gonna just go one way and pull that down. What I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing is not bringing this down this way. I'm bringing this straight out, because as this happens, your eyes start to kind of turn down. And I want the illusion that my eyes are going up. I don't want the rounded look. Now, if you like that rounded look, that's, you know, of course, then you would kind of go down in there and you'd start making that rounded look. I personally, for my eye shape, I don't like that. So here's where my eyebrow should end, right here. And as you can see, since I shaved it off almost a year ago, it really has not grown back. And I have been using some products that have helped this area to grow back. But this little patch right here, just, it doesn't want to do anything. But also as you get older, your eyebrows do become thinner. So when you're wanting to kind of shape your face, you typically are going to take from the corner of your nose and you're going to lay it, and that's where you want your shadow to go. So I'll try to find some pictures of different eye shapes to put in and show you guys kind of where you can place different darkness. A little bit buffier brush, and I'm going to blend these two together. So we have that light area here, which is what we want. And now right in this area, I'm gonna come in with a little bit lighter color, because again, I want this to be receded and I want to bring this area forward because I want that open eye look. And the color I'm gonna use is Shroom. And I'm just going to use that nice fluff brush. I'm gonna bounce it in there. I'm gonna kick off any excess. And I'm just gonna very gently put that in that corner right there. Then I'm going to use, where is my Modern Renaissance palette? I like that palette a lot. Okay, I'm gonna grab my Modern Renaissance palette, and the color here, Tempera. This is a really good color too. It doesn't have any shimmer in it. And I'm gonna go, so right here in the corner, and then pull that again, just ever so slightly right there. Right in that corner, ever so slightly right there. I'm not really trying to buff a lot of color in there. I just want a little bit of light color right there. Okay. And then on my lid, I'm going to use that Bon Fresco. It's a light color. It is a matte color still. I'm going to use the fluff brush again. Still just tapping in there. And this one has a lot of kickback. Now me personally, I don't mind a lot of kickback in a pan, but if you do, just know this one does have a lot of kickback. And so I'm going to close my eye, and as you look, this is my movable lid. Now, before I had Botox, I still had very little movable lid or mobile lid, but that's the only area that I'm going to color. And I'm going to, again, pat that on and just give that a wash. I'm not really bringing that up into this color or anything. You could even use a lighter gold here, a lighter pink, depending on your eye color. But this is just a kind of a soft. Now, on my highlight area, I'm actually going to use Primavera. Again, using that same brush. I'm going to tap in there, kick off any excess. So right here, so a little bit before your arch, right at the arch, I'm gonna pat it in and then buff that out. We're just gonna give that a nice sweep. But when you're blending, as you can see, it's just a very, you see my skin's barely even moving because you're not trying to get in there and now, if you are having a hard time, like if it's not really blending out, then yeah, you can pull that up and you can go in just a little pushier and put a little pressure on there. But if your shadows are working properly, you shouldn't have to be pushing a lot of pressure into your eye. They should just go on there nice and smooth and blend out beautifully, which this did. All right, so now we're gonna do some brows. Ardell Dark Brown eyebrow powder. I personally like powder in my brows. I just feel like it gives me a little bit more definition. I do use pencil as well, but today we're gonna just use some powder. I'm using a Morphe brush. This is a Morphe synthetic brush. I'm gonna pat. And not gonna do huge Instagram brows today. One, because again, there's really not a lot of mobility in there. So I'm just gonna kind of fill those in today. I really like this brush for this. It's pretty dense. And I just feel like it gets in there and it puts the powder down just soft enough and kind of keeps that natural brow look. Another trick you can do is use, say, like a dark brown in this area and then go back in with like a soft black. I'll do that with a pencil real quick. And I like to keep my pencils really sharp when I'm doing this. And again, I just feel like the sharper your pencils are, the more precise they're going to be. And that's what I like to do. Sorry for sniffing. Okay, so I've got the dark brown here, and on this very last little bit, I'm just gonna go in a little bit with the black and gonna bring that out just a little, and then I'm gonna blend that. Kind of just filling in where those sparseness is. And I'm gonna pull that excess powder that's on there. And then pull those two together. And again, this is why I don't put any foundation on my face. I always do my eyes first because I want to be able to go in there and clean up and not have any patchy work, especially if you're using those Loctite type of foundations, because they don't like to really get in there and take like the micellar water and then go back in and patch them up. If you want to make a quick Q-tip, you can take your cotton ball, take a little bit there, use your smallest handled brush or a spoolie, like if you have a spoolie lying around, which I normally do. Bobby pin, you can use anything. We'll use a bobby pin today. And you just take it and you just roll it. And that gives you like a little Q-tip. You can do this for your nails, makeup. We're gonna get a little bit of micellar water. I've been using the Derma E micellar water. I like it. I don't feel it like it's as good as my Merle Norman, but I know a lot of people, the Merle Norman kind of like burns the under eye skin a little bit. It's very temporary. It doesn't burn it like chemical burn, but like they can kind of feel it. This one does not, but I do feel like this one you gotta kind of work more to get your makeup off, whereas with the Merle Norman, you put it on a cotton pledget, you lay it on your eyeball, wipe, and it's gone. Okay, so we're gonna go in here and we're gonna clean this up. And yes, I know I went into my highlighter, that's okay. We're gonna let it dry. We'll let that dry and then we'll go back in and put a little bit of highlighter in. Okay, so this is how I've been doing my brows lately. I really like it. It is a bold look, but it's not over bold. It's not like, woo, hey brows. But I really like this look. And again, since everything is kind of fallen here, it's about as up as I can get without making it look, you know, Marlene Dietrich. And I'm not trying to go for that at all. But I like how this is looking. I like these two colors together. I really do like doing the dark brown and then the soft black kind of just in the back and blending the two together. I think it gives it a really nice look. I'm liking that. Okay, guys, so this is the look. I hope you like it. This is our new Botox look. Not terribly different from what we've done before, just going a little bit higher onto the brow bone with the taupe color, using a little bit deeper brown in the crease, kind of creating more of a deeper crease, putting a little bit more highlighter in this area to kind of open the eye more, and everything else is the same. Not a heavy liquid eyeliner. So I hope you guys like it, and we'll be back on the next video. I'm gonna keep this shadow on, and I'm gonna show you how to do reverse foundation, which it's really nothing new, and I think the term is just kind of fun, reverse foundation. It's actually how I was taught a long time ago, 20 years ago, when I first started doing makeup professionally. It's actually how I was taught to do makeup. So it's kind of just, you know, everything's secular, everything's secular. So it's just coming back around, and just a new term, and makes people excited. So, all right, guys, God bless. I hope you like the look. Please leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, because that's how we know what I'm doing. And I do try to post every Wednesday and Friday. That's a lot to say. All right, guys, God bless.